Good morning, everyone. How are you today? It's me, Shane Lee. Now, I was talking with someone calling themselves Mary Snow, and I don't know if that's a real person or not. This is what I mean, Mary. There are two types of books. This here is a student edition of a book called Modern Chemistry. Now, it tells you pretty much all the information you need to know on chemistry, but it's a student's edition. Now, this gives you the information of chemistry, right? Right. Which, if you want to learn a little bit about chemistry, it's fine. This here is biology and the nature of life. Yet this is a different version. It says annotated teacher's edition. See that right there? Now this is why I know about biology and human physiology as well. And that an adult can't have sex in my mind with a 4-year-old. Don't know about other adults, but in my mind, you're just not supposed to do it. Now, this one, though, unlike the other one, has writing in blue and black. Now, the writing in blue is what? The answers to the question. Now, that's the point here. I'm giving you answers to certain questions nobody is asking. That's all. Now, again, if you listen to the stories, and they're plural, I'm telling you on YouTube, there are 6 different ways a child can come into an adult if he's asleep on the couch, at varying degrees of coming into the adult as well. And there are 6 different reactions in each different scenario that could relate to the scene. Not one, no. 6 different things that could play out, including going all the way up to masturbation, but not limited to no direct contact as well. Now, the most I might could have done would be indirect contact. If, the child came in there to me while I was, asleep on the couch. Will mean what? I had either just went to sleep before she came in there to me, or was asleep for a while. I don't know. But either way, the only thing that could have happened if I was sleeping on the couch, because me and my wife had gotten into a fight and I was trying to move back to base, before that even could have occurred. She also stayed with her real dad and his girlfriend before she really officially met me. And it would have to be the last night before I moved back to base too, because that was my plan. And if I stayed more than a week after my wife got back from Arkansas, there's a reason for that. It took them a week to get me a room. That's the point. Now, when I left my wife, I left my wife. That's why I wouldn't have called her unless I needed a shirt or something to even come and pick me up. And could have been something that simple, but like I said, that would have been the only reason to call her. Now, I might would have called Pastor Edward John Thomas from First Christian Fellowship Church in Norfolk, who was associated with Pastor Lloyd Ray Davis in Waukegan, Illinois, who had started a church called Christian Fellowship Churches International. So anyway, if something happened, the reason it would have happened is because of influence from other people. Not me. I was just sleeping quietly on the couch. Now, what am I saying here? You're accusing me of molesting my stepdaughter. It started out that way, so I hypothetically said first, What happened? She came in there and I was asleep on the couch and she woke me up with her vagina in my face? Now, I had been around this child at least a day, and meaning what? I was aware of her presence and she sat on the couch and did normal things, right? A child does, right? Now, you might wonder, well, how do you know her crotch would be in your face if she sat on the couch? It's not as though I would have to measure her or anything, would I? I don't know. If she would live with me at least a day, she would do normal things like sit on the couch, watch TV, and stuff like that herself, right? Right. Until she went to bed, right? Right. So, what are you talking about? How would I know a child's vagina would be in my face? All you have to do is measure a possible crotch child, an average crotch child, crotch of a child, which is about 15 inches. Then you go to a couch and measure how tall they normally are, which is about 15 to 18 inches. Coincidence? A child's stomach or midriff would be in my face if she was to wake me up. And I was asleep on the couch facing outwards. Now, do you face outwards if you're sleeping on the couch or inwards? And if so, why would you face outwards rather than inwards? If none of that makes sense to you, what else can I tell you? I know. Could have happened. I know. There's no eyewitness to say it happened. Not my wife nor the child. And that would leave me making up a ridiculous story and asking you hypothetical questions and sarcastic responses, where no one can prove anything, even if it went a little sexual. That's the point. Where the child would have to consent to me doing anything with her as well. And would have to blame someone, because I guarantee you I would ask her who showed her that too. Which would not be a rhetorical question. That has a yes, no, or maybe answer. And if she named someone, which was, again, a hypothetical situation, I suggested grandma. Now, there's a reason for that. She was living with her grandma before she moved in with me. Logical? Yes or no? Yes or no. Rhetorical? Yes or no. And also, a regular question. Yes or no? See, when you go to trial, they ask you questions, yes or no answers. That's all you can answer is what you know. That's true with me, that's true with my ex-wife, that's true with the child. So I don't know what else I can tell you could have happened, other than if she allowed me to, I could have, after she woke me up, if I was asleep, or just went to sleep on the couch, and depending on how long I was asleep or not, and I don't know if I was or wasn't, because it was 23 years ago almost, in August. So again, what are you talking about? I was asleep on the couch. Only thing that could have happened would have involved her either coming in there and staring at me, and somehow I became aware she was in the living room, or she came over there and woke me up. Now, there's 4 ways that can play out. Why? 1, I could have done nothing and just laid there and wonder why she was watching me for the first one, if she just came in there. Or 2, I could have went over there and initiated some kind of sexual contact. Only 2 possibilities in reality. And I know both possibilities, right? Though it would still involve me wondering why she was even in there with me either way. And I would still, under both circumstances, ask her who showed her that. Why? 4-year-olds do not come on to adults while they're asleep on the couch. Period. Do you understand? I'm asleep on the couch. The child is supposed to be in there with who? Her mother. Until what? Morning. So for her to even come in there to me while I'm asleep on the couch and watch me for 30 seconds to a minute would be what? Strange. And I would ask her what? Who showed you that? And she would say what? Grandma. And I would what? Tell her mom. Now I might would have even add she put her vagina in my face, but that's just hypothetical, right? Right. You know what that word means by now. Now, the other way, first, would involve her coming all the way in there to me and waking me up personally, which again would indicate what? Coaching by an adult. Now, all I would have to do if I was a logical adult myself is what? Sit up after I found her vagina in my face, which her torso is even with the couch. And ask her who showed her that, and she'd say who? Grandma. And then I would what? Tell my wife. And now that's the point. And if what? We didn't all three sleep soundly through the night. And now who's denying the story? My wife. And I'm telling you the possibilities that could have happened. That's all. Now, the other possibility is if after she woke me up with her vagina in my face, I then began to see if she had had some kind of sexual contact, which both would require me undressing her, put my head between her legs, simulating a licking type thing, and then undressing in front of her and showing her my penis. And if I what? Chose to do that. And if what? The child consented to a degree and let me do it because she was coached to do that by who? Her grandma. And now, like I said, and let's look at this logically and how it would have happened. And there are two grandmas in every family, my mother and Daphne's mother. Right? And that's the point as well. And now, I was asleep on the couch, soundly sleeping on the couch. And whether it's a minute or 2 minutes or whatever, if she came in there while the TV was on, she of course could have watched TV and nothing would have happened either way. Unless I, just turned off the TV and went to sleep. And now, how fast does it take a person to fall asleep? Depends, don't it? And sometimes you have restless nights and insomnia. But sometimes you don't and go to sleep right away. Like when I took my test for narcolepsy at Great Lakes, again, the note was noted that I did fall asleep that night, whereas before I was having problems sleeping. I know. Go figure. Now, sometimes I would have no problem going to sleep after the car accident. But after the car accident, I started having problems sleeping a little bit too. Which the reason I got the sleep study is I was wanting to make sure I was neurologically sound and mentally sound before I went to my ship in the Navy, because I was having sleep problems. A little bit of paranoia because of Christian Fellowship Church, and a little bit of paranoia because of the Persian Gulf conflict, which in January became the Persian Gulf War. When Tel Aviv was bombed, which is also in the Bible Code. Which no one knew about the Bible Code until 96. And I didn't find out about it personally until 2000. So whatever you want to believe. So, like I said, coincidence or truth, I know. But people are going to believe what they're going to believe, right? Pastor Edward John Thomas and Pastor David Lloyd Ray Davis. Now, to continue the story. Now, the only thing that could have happened is if the child allowed it to happen and still allowed me to lick her one time and allowed me to show her my penis after she woke me up over by the couch. Still would take about the same amount of time either way. And in all three stories, I don't know how long I was asleep, and I don't know how long it would take her to wake me up. Either. That's the point there too. With no witnesses but the child and her possible mom, and her mom saying it didn't happen, why are you blaming me for something that wouldn't have been my fault anyway? It's not like my responsibility if I'm sleeping on the couch to make sure Daphne's child doesn't come in there to me in the middle of the night. Whose responsibility is it? The mom's. Now, why is it her responsibility and not mine? She knew I was mentally ill when we got married, right? Right. From the beginning, right? Right. So whose fault would it have been? Hers. Hers. Whose responsibility is it? Ultimately, hers. Now, I have locks on my door now. I don't know why. Right? To make a point. I know. And also to prevent people I don't want getting in from getting in anymore. I know. I think that's been going on too. I know. But the point is what? I know. I did not invite anyone into my house. I know. I was sleeping on the couch, and I again let my wife and stepdaughter sleep in the same bedroom that me and my wife had originally occupied until I can move safely back to base. That's all you can say factually without any other witnesses to back it up. Retard. Retarded Lenny, retarded Mary, retarded whatever you want to call yourself this week. I know. But know this. Know this. Your mom. My mom. Whose mom? Would do that. I know. Now the thing is, if you know something I don't know, then you have to tell me what you know, or you're lying too, right? That means we're all lying. Now, I'm just telling you 4 possibilities, without going into too much detail. Now, a 6th possibility could involve masturbation as well for a few seconds. If what? I add that into the story, which I did. Now, the thing is, what does that prove? I'm making up the story. That's all it proves. Now, I'm telling you where I'm taking the information from my past, where I had 12-year-old girls actually come on to me. At least one, before I even met Daphne. Now, how could I make up the story so well? My real life. Where, when I was 5 to 23, before I met Daphne at 24, I've been around it all. Child molestation, masturbation with another man, stuff like that. So I knew about all that stuff, but I chose what? Not to do it. Just as I would choose not to have anal sex with a man, because I'm not into that either way. That's not my cup of tea. If it's yours, I don't judge you, because Jesus said, judge not, lest ye be judged. And I don't. But not because I would purposely do anything wrong. Generally, when I was younger, you could tell me not to do something and I wouldn't do it again if I did it the first time. I know. Though some things I wouldn't have to do to know they were wrong as well, like child molestation. Now, without further entrapping, which would be what it would have to be, entrapment. If it involved law enforcement, or something. Because I was, again, trying to sleep on the couch and let the daughter and mother sleep in their bedroom together. Now, I could have took the bedroom next door, but like most dads or husbands who are having a fight with their wife, you sleep on the couch and try to stay away from the bedroom area because you don't want to confuse things during a fight. Now, if you make up, fine. The way I looked at it as being left in Tennessee was a deal breaker. And could have caused not only me to die, but also made me afraid of my wife. Now, if you think I'm stupid enough to try and lure the child into my living room, after that, you're crazy. You're mentally unstable, maybe psychotic, maybe homicidal at that. That's the problem. I'm not homicidal, meaning I wasn't looking to do that no matter what happened. And all you know is I went over there to her, and one way or the other, That's all you could know. Or I was laying on the couch and she came over to me completely. I know. Two possibilities. I know. Only two. I know. In real reality. In real reality. But not a real story. I know. And that's the point. I know. That's neither a confession, I know, nor not a confession, because I don't know if it really happened or not. Now you're acting like you know what happened. Well, the only way you can know what happened is if you're a DA or an assistant DA who set up an entrapment for someone to do that, or a PI or something like that. And you know what I mean? Private investigator, right? And that's the point as well. And if I knowingly did something wrong, that's different too, versus I was put in a dangerous situation, not only for me but the child, but was a little bit confused momentarily, trying to figure out what was going on, no matter what I did to. Now, if I name 4 people, it involves 6 people, not just 4, Why? It would involve Daphne's side of the family, my side of the family, and Daphne's first boyfriend, husband, who had the child in the first place, and his family. And there would be more than one family involved before the child got to me. And you understand that, right? When you point the finger at someone else, 3 are pointing back at you. That's the point, a-holes on YouTube attacking me for no reason, who would know about me like Sal Etty, Barbara Walker and her family, and Marceline Ruby Lee Lancaster Crutchfield, whatever. And our family. But that's it. The families could have done something before I could have done something. You understand? But not me. Like I said, some of it would involve my mom or stepdad going up to Virginia, versus living 2 years with her maternal grandmother. And you tell me which sounds more logical. I don't know. Maybe can play the dumbass and you figure it out for yourselves, right? Right. Who would have more advantage over the child? Grandma, number 1, Daphne's mom. Grandma, number 2, my mom. Sal and his girlfriend, who saw her before she met me, and then me. Who all knew I was schizophrenic. Everyone. That's the point too. But after 6 months of marriage, our marriage was falling apart already. And my mind's starting to get a little violent and dangerous for who? Me. So I was afraid and trying to leave, right? Right. Wasn't even interested in any of that. Even if it were to happen. Now, what part could I have made it up that she even put her vagina in my face? Now, what do I mean by that? If she walked in there and was watching me creepily and I woke up to her in my face, period. Whether she was right there or over by the TV without the TV being on, or in my face waking me up. Either way, she would what? Be in my face. And that's the point. And that's why I'm showing you the height of couches. The height of a child's crotch. And her inseam. And of her leg. And which would put a child's crotch in your face. Not a choice. Just a reality of most couches. A child can easily sit on the edge of a couch. An adult can fully sit on the couch, but a child can generally only sit on the edge of a couch and has to scoot all the way back to sit on the couch, right? Because of their height to the couch, which is generally about what? Crotch level. So the child can what? Get on the couch, retards. That's why. And it's like I have to spell it out for you slowly over a 12-year period on YouTube before what? You figure it all out. I didn't do anything? Yeah. That's the whole point. I didn't do anything. I couldn't have. I know. Even if I wanted to be, I'd be very paranoid about it. And there's only 4 to 6 possibilities that could happen. And 4 major and 6 if you add different techniques of sexuality. And that's the point too. Now, is this a memory, a dream, or am I making it all up? You got to figure that out too. And which is it? Which is it? Now, I've been doing this how long? 12 years. It started as an accusation on YouTube. And I started sarcastically referring to the person who called themselves Shame on You, Shane. Since then, who's trying to call me a fraud, a child molester, things which I can sue him for slander for if he was to give me his real name and address. Which is all I would do. Because I don't typically stalk women unless I'm concerned they're pregnant by me or something. And then I'm just trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Now, Sheena was on birth control pills as far as I knew when we had sex. But if she was, that's all she would have had to tell me. And I wasn't worried about it after that, right? Now, the only reason I pursued Sheena is we had sex on Palma, Spain Island, off the eastern or western coast of Spain, depending on your prerogative. And I believe it's the eastern, right? But anyway, the only reason I pursued her is pregnancy could have incurred. And same with Daphne, to the point where I left her at 6 months. And I tried to marry her and let Sheena go because I didn't know if I got her pregnant or not. And she didn't give a shit, so I didn't give a shit. And after 9 months of trying to figure it out, and I gave up finally and met Daphne. And that don't mean I was completely faithful to Sheena either. From March to August when I got back to base, which is we met around March, I think, or April. Not sure the actual month anymore either. But again, details. The devil is in the details, right? Or the devil is the details, and we don't want to confess the details because that would be the truth. Dude. See, the truth, what makes you free, but the lie, what binds you to the devil. Now, it's not the devil in the details, it's really God in the details. Because what? And the details prove a creator, and that one of its creatures rebelled from the creator. And now, the problem is what? God loves all its creatures, even the one who rebelled. And why can't you understand that? Simply put. Can I make you understand that? Simply put, no. But I'm trying to tell you that understand the truth, and let it make you free or stay bound to it, the lie, which is a half-truth. God is in the details, not the devil. Otherwise, we wouldn't have biology or chemistry now, which are the details of how our environment works. Right? That's why I brought out these 2 books specifically. So anyway, you have a nice day, people. It's 6:06 a.m., 2017, 5/17, or May 17th. Have a nice day.